Have you ever had those games in World of Tanks where your team just dies all around you and there's pretty much nothing you can do, and so you just lose the game and it was your team's fault, and then you argue, see, World of Tanks is rigged, there is no way to win these games? Well, Vishaw is here to say no. Say no to you. You can have an impact in every single game. Yes, there are some where it's just like, yep, what are we supposed to do there? And then you lose. Simple as that. But this one starts out like that. But our hero Vishaw does not let that compromise his playing abilities. He is in the Chisel. Oh boy, I can't wait to get one for myself. And Nominhan. Nominhan? Nominhan? I don't know, Nominhan. Maybe? I don't care. It's a bad map. A dumb map, some would say. But it is console exclusive, so what do you expect? What do they do for 40 hours? That's a question that was brought up in my Discord. Was it my Discord or my Zeta Discord? I forget, one of them. Somebody asked, what does Wargaming Console do for 40 hours a week? That's a good question, because I really don't know. That's a great question, actually. They think up ideas to break the game, maybe? I don't know. Update 4.12, ladies and gentlemen. He is not in Update 4.12, thankfully. And you're going to see that rather quickly, that this is definitely not Update 4.12. This is Update 4.11. And how do you know? How do you know, Kongai? Well, because his shots fly straight. So that's how I know. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, this is a older-ish replay. Kind of. And actually, this is the 25th of November, the day before Update 4.12. The day before. So, when Vishaw sends you a replay, guys, you best just sit down and watch it. Because you know you're in for a treat. I have never, ever in my life seen a player produce this many good games before. Now, he does have his own YouTube channel where he posts a lot of games, and they're always good. It's like, what? How? How does this man do this? I don't know. I've played with him once before in a training room. Luckily, he was on my team. Thank goodness for that. But yeah, if you ever see him on the battlefield and he's against you, buckle up. And if he's on your team, I would follow him. I say, be his like little wingman. Find out what he does and do it. You know, figure it out. Like, what does he do? What makes him so good? Because he is really, really good. He's got multiple 10K games, 9Ks, 8Ks, constantly 10 kills here. Man, oh man. So yeah, like I said, if you have the pleasure of watching a replay from him, watch the replay, because you're probably going to learn a thing or two. So he's finally in a position to start doing damage. He's driven all the way around the left side of this map, and the enemy team are not here. And his team is down 3 tanks, which isn't too bad, but now they're down 4 tanks. Like, at the start of a game, when you lose 3 tanks, it's not usually a good thing, but at the same time, sometimes it's not that big of a deal, because at the start of the game, that's probably because they pushed a flank, and as long as you're pushing the opposite flank, you should be able to bring those numbers back. However, that's not the case here. Now, they're down 6 tanks before finally his team picks up their first kill. This is one of those games which is a raffle stomp, and there's nothing you can do about it. However, that does not mean you shouldn't stop fighting, and that's what he's going to be doing here. He's going to be fighting for this victory as hard as he can, even though his team keeps dying on him. 7-1 now it is. 8-1. The artillery shotgun's the light tank. It's 8-1. That's 7 versus 14. That means everybody in this game is going to need to get 2 kills. Do twice what they're supposed to do to win this game. That's a good start. That's a really good start. 2 tanks go down just like that. One of them being artillery. That is a great start. But he gets spotted here. He doesn't know by what. I have a theory. I think he poked out a little too far with his tank, because this is a longer tank. The very front drive wheel poked out, and I think the Death Star spotted him there. And that's why he did not spot the Death Star himself, was because he was sideways. So his turret never went around the corner. That's my theory, anyway. And he's going to be driving this way. There it is. Yes, I think it was. There's the Death Star. He spots it. Fires on the move. Right there, it looked like an update 4.12 shot, seeing how he hit the ground. very close to being in front of him. But then this shot, boom, straight in. And he's going to pull off a lot of shots like that. And I really miss update 4.11, back when you could really hit these shots that he's going to be hitting this game. They might blow your mind, because you've probably, seeing how this was 3 weeks ago, you may have already forgotten just how nice the game was when your shells went where you aimed. There's another one. I missed this so badly. Artillery scores a kill. It is now 6-10. And he's getting some assist on this E100. Now, I don't know what's wrong with this E100. I'm trying to figure him out, because he doesn't spot him here. 300 meters away until he fires. Probably a camel crew on Vishaw's tank. That's what I would suspect. But then later in this engagement, it gets even more mind-boggling. Shot into his drive wheel, pens him. He's loaded up his premium rounds. And who wouldn't in this situation? Well, some of you wouldn't. But there's another shot. It's so nice. Man, I miss this. I miss this a lot. Oh, baby. But it doesn't take away anything from this game at all. Puts a shell in there. Good shot there. M103 rolling up. Nice easy shot on the roof. You can overmatch the roof with a 120mm gun. Nicely aimed. Kind of rocked a little bit, the M103 did there, so the shell went a little to the right because of the tank dropped down. But he takes this shot instead, goes to the side turret. Easy penetration. Goes in and ammo racks him. Nice. You can do that every day. M103, 10 degrees of gun depression, allowed to get his gun down into the hull, which he does. Goes for a little bit of a ram there. And this is the right shot here. He's aiming at the, right there, turret ring. Great shot. And it hits the turret. What? It hits the underneath of the turret and bounces off. From point blank range, even though he was clearly aimed at the turret ring. But don't worry, this guy's as good as dead. He goes down. There we go. Suddenly they find themselves in a 2 versus 5. Huh. Well done. And there's the E100, who cannot see him, by the way, from 200 meters away. He must have a dead commander. But even if he does have a dead commander, he's still got a decent crew, considering that he was able to spot him from over 200 meters away while firing. That means he's got over 400 meters view range. Especially since clearly Vishaw does have food, and he does have an experienced crew, probably camouflaged, as I've stated before, because his view range goes well beyond his detection range. So that means that E100 probably has a really good crew too. It's just his commander is dead, which is quite unfortunate for the E100. But then again, the E100 is, well, he's shooting HE. So, and he's just been driving out in the open, so that's another thing. But there's a nice shot there, and it's not done yet. And boom. Whew. That's nice. That is satisfying. And he's going to keep the premium loaded because he's trying to win this game. Completely understandable. This is one of those situations where you're fighting an E100, you're fighting a Type 5 Heavy, and you're going to be fighting a Maushin. I, too, would be shooting my premium rounds. Now, the video will get a little bit choppy from time to time. The frame rate drops. Don't mind it, guys. It kind of starts getting a little bit choppy while he's not fighting, so just let it be. Let it be. He's driving. Let the man drive. He's having a good game. Like, already, right now. 6,800 damage. Good game. Pack it up. Go on to the next game. No, no, no. He's here to win. And that's what he's going to do. And he's going to be working together with this M48 Patton to possibly pull off the clutch of the century. Maybe. Perhaps. Or maybe he'll die trying. Which I don't mind either. As long as you go down kicking and squealing, I'm happy. Those of you who just drown yourself, I hate you. How dare you? FE-25B on his left. Type 5 in front of him. Doesn't quite have a shot on him, so he's going to go for the FE-25B. And update 4.11. Boop. He flies straight. Pens the FE-25B, but the FE-25B does return the favor with his amazing gun handling. And he takes a hit there, dropping down to about 750 health. That's not good. He has a one-shot for a heat round from the Type 5 then. Puts a shell into the T-32 Proto and does track him. And the Patton finishes him off. This Patton is going to be a key player in this game if they're going to win this. Got his premium rounds loaded. Oh no! He hits the side of the Type 5. Yes, it is a Type 5. And the Type 5 hits him on the tip of the gun, breaking his gun. Puts a shell in there, and then he's decided, you know what? I don't want to risk RNG again. We're going to get around you. But it doesn't matter. The Patton finishes him off. He turns the side turret to the Patton, and the Patton fires it straight in. And he's going to switch to his standard rounds. Name me another Super Unicum who is in a clutch scenario, close to hitting 10,000 damage, who would switch to standard rounds. In a situation like this. Name one Super Unicum who would do that. You can't think of one, can you? I can. Vishaw. He knows he doesn't need him for this FE2 and 5B. He gets behind him, and now he's able to put shots in. And this FE2 and 5B finds himself in a bad situation. He's got a tank in front of him, tank behind him. He has to just drive at one and kill one, and he drives towards the Patton. Vishaw does ammo rack the FE2 and 5B, but he's decided he's going to go for the ram, and he does, and he rams him there. And you're thinking, what a stupid play that was. No, it was not. Ladies and gentlemen, what you just saw, right there, was a player taking the hit for his teammate. The FE2 and 5B was just hit in the ammo rack, so he probably wasn't going to beat the reload of his Patton, so his Patton was probably going to get the kill. But he did not risk that. He decided the FE2 and 5B may have another repair kit, may have not used a repair kit, may have repaired his ammo rack, maybe his Patton has a broken ammo rack as well, or a dead loader. All these different variables. So he decided to take it upon himself, ram off 400 of his health to get the kill on the FE2 and 5B, to keep his teammate alive. And that's actually going to be key in this replay. This guy, Vishaw, probably the best World of Tanks player in this game. Change my mind. I'll let you. I've heard of no toxicity from him ever before. He plays for the team, as you saw there, self-sacrifice to keep his teammate alive, and he shoots premium only when completely necessary. He was in a 2 versus 2 with combined about 850 health between himself and this Patton versus 2 tanks who had about 3,400 health left. And he switched to standard rounds. And he was so close to 10,000 damage. Name me a Super Unicum who would do that. Also, he's probably the most consistent player I've ever seen in my life. How does he constantly put up games like this? I don't know. I have had one game on my account where I've done over 10,000 damage. I have had 2 total games where I've done over 10,000 damage. Once on a friend's, once on my own. And I have nearly 40,000 games, which means I have one 10,000 damage game every 20,000 games. He seems to put one up every single week. Whew. Yeah. No. Anyway, that was just trying to pass the time, which we have done so successfully. Patton on his left. Get this guy in a nice crossfire. And what is this guy doing? At least turn your gun around. You're clearly trying to go for cover, but at least turn your turret, please. No, he's not even going to turn his turret. He's just going to sit there, driving. I'll get to cover, guys, don't worry. And he does. He makes it to cover, only taking 1 hit. Very, very lucky mouse in there. He could have lost 1,200 health there from 3 shots. If he had turned his turret around, he would have made it a lot harder for the shots to go in, because he would have a smaller target to shoot at. But he didn't. Well, speaking of being really good at this game, it's almost like Vishaw predicted exactly where he was going to be, and this Patton also. Because they've literally put this guy in the perfect crossfire. This crossfire could not get any better. He's going to have a medium tank in front of him and a medium tank behind him. If he looks at one medium tank, the other guy can shoot him. And then vice versa. Yeah. And they've just positioned themselves perfectly. But they've only got a minute left. And he's going all in. Which is, I would recommend as well. Go all in a situation like this. But you're saying, oh, but clone guy, if they just let the timer run out, they win the game. That's a stupid way to win, in my opinion. They've added no draws into standard battles so that people don't hide when they've boosted somewhere, or hiding in a corner, or hiding in a bush so that they're never found, because that's really, really annoying. But in a situation like this, I say the only win, update 4.11, the only win is is by killing the enemy. And that's what he's doing here. Nice shot. Straight into the turret cheek. And he finishes off the motion. Because of this perfect crossfire, he could not choose or pick a direction. He turned for the Patton, got shot by the Chisel. Turned for the Chisel, got shot by the Patton. And then while facing the Chisel puts a shell straight into the cheek and finishes him off. You see, guys, you too can win games where your team is getting raffle stomped. It only takes 10,800 damage. That's all it takes. And you too can win every single game. Thank you, Vishaw, for sending this in. I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did, slap that like button. Make sure you go check out his channel. Links in the description below. Also, make sure you go check out SpaceBANDIT, GotADingy's YouTubes and Twitch. Links in the description below. And make sure you comment what you thought about this game. Thanks, guys, so much. Take care, everyone. And peace out.